Built in 1977, the Chernobyl power plant was introduced to accommodate for the Soviet Union's growing demand for electricity, and it was also to boost Ukraine's technological advancements.
In 1982, 5 years after the reactor was built, there was a partial core meltdown of the first reactor, which was quickly repaired within months and put back in use. However, this incident wasn't made public until 3 years later.
4 years later, on April 26, 1986, while conducting a regular maintenance routine on reactor number 4, there was another accident due to cheap and uncautious design of the plant.
During the maintenance routine, they ran into a problem because of the lack of energy, which led them to bypass the safety systems.
The point of bypassing them was to check the inertia of the turbines would provide enough energy for safety precautions in case there was an emergency.
Due to the poor design of the plant, lack of second containment vessel, and inadequately trained personnel, the reactor exploded.
The reaction was 400 times bigger than Hiroshima and is still known as the biggest nuclear meltdown in history.
Within 3 hours, everyone was evacuated within an 18-mile radius, leaving behind homes and belongings due to the radiation. 2 power plant workers died immediately from the Chernobyl explosion.
Within the first few months, 47 Chernobyl plant workers dead and over 231 cases of acute radiation syndrome, ARS, were accounted for. Nearly 20 years later, the UN reported the death toll at 4,000 in 2005 from people suffering from high-level radiation sickness, cancers such as thyroid and leukemia, immune abnormalities, and mental and physical disabilities. Dr. Yuri Banzazewski, a pathologist from Belarus, studied the levels of cesium-137 in the organs of children living in contaminated areas in the fallout regions. His studies revealed a correlation between heart disease and cesium-137. Cesium is a byproduct of radiation.
The first announcement of the first official disclosure of the nuclear accident from the Soviet Union came hours after Sweden, Finland, and Denmark reported of abnormally high radioactive levels in their skies. This was because of the Soviet Union's strong interdependency of civil and military nuclear applications, allowing operators not to think critically or take initiative on emergencies, including the Chernobyl explosion.
After the Chernobyl power plant spill, the rise of world environmental issues and the topic of finding renewable and sustainable energy became a priority.
The Chernobyl disaster also dramatically affected the environment, with 150,000 kilometers squared of land contaminated with radioactive material. Mutations in both plants and animals were evident. Leaves changed shapes, and some animals were born with deformities. Despite this, rare species of moose, birds, beavers, wolves, and boars have returned in the absence of humans.
In the following years, there was a heavier focus on the nuclear safety and the safety design of the Soviet-designed RMBK reactors, which was used in the Chernobyl power plant, was reviewed and amended.
This disaster allowed for scientists to investigate the effects of radioactive pollution and the safest, most effective cleanup procedure following a nuclear disaster, but most importantly, how to prevent such a disaster from ever occurring again. Thank you for your time.